All right, so here's the part two. That's a different part two than I thought I was going to make, but let me give you a quick update. So yesterday I arrived, and the lady who owns the house, she was very distraught and she's very worried. Okay, I instructed her to go to the bank immediately when they open at 9 o'clock. I was at her house at 8 o'clock. I said, go to the bank immediately and stop payment on that check. She said that's what she was going to do. I said, as soon as you get home, the second phone call you make is to the police. And you tell them that you want to make sure that you either get a restraining order or that these contractors are formally trespassed so they can't come back on your property. And I said, get the police involved, because at this point, you got a bunch of material sitting in the driveway and half your roof is missing. And to this lady's credit, the first thing she said to me was, well, maybe I should just call the contractors and pay them for the materials and the work that they've done so far. And I looked at her and I said, you are far too kind to people that just tried to steal from you, to rob you. And so this tells you a lot about this lady's integrity and her way of thinking. But at this point, what I tried to explain to her was, I don't see any roof covering that was at the end of its useful service life. There was a little bit of granulose, a little bit of cupping, but that roof did not need to be replaced immediately. There was no big emergency. At this point, what they've done is damaged your house. They've removed half your roof, didn't reinstall the shingles, and it is now raining outside. I was like, so at this point, they've caused damage to your house. Those materials sitting in the driveway, in my opinion, belong to you. So the update that I have right now, and I'm going to probably have to do a part 3 on this week, is that number one, that financial advisor is the real hero in this equation. He's on the verge of retirement, apparently. He's just looking out for this lady, and he called me because he's not in the area, and he needed a professional to assess this. But he's the one that actually saw what was happening and said, something's not right here. I went over there and realized that there's absolutely nothing right about that quote. It was poorly written, and none of the stuff on it needed to be done. Not to mention, the prices for all of it were radically inflated. Okay, so at this point, she was able to find out from her bank that they hadn't cashed the check or tried to cash the check yet. So that was good news. She gave them the check on Friday, and Saturday morning she was at the bank stopping payment on it. So I hope that happened. I haven't gotten an update. I promise you I will reach out to her to find out. I talked to the financial advisor last night, and he's just asking me, please don't release my name yet. So I'm not going to release his name, but honestly, he's the real hero in this equation. At this point, the only update that I really have for you is that I was willing to give this contractor the benefit of the doubt and think maybe he was just charging high prices and maybe that was going to be his explanation. But he never called me back. Left a voicemail for him, tried to call him twice. He never called me back. He definitely knows that this is going on. This video from my original video was shared on his Facebook page, which he then locked down. And then all the Google reviews that you guys were leaving have all been removed from his page. Now, why were they removed? Because Google will remove reviews from your profile if they weren't clients or customers that have done business with you. So if you write something in there about him scamming an old lady, they're going to remove it. What I've been told and what I've learned is that simple 1-star reviews or generic reviews that don't mention, I don't know, scamming an old lady, they won't remove those. So I'm not encouraging you to leave him negative Google reviews. I'm just leaving that out there. All right, at this point, this contractor definitely knows that we're on to him, definitely knows this has been released. And at this point, he's playing whack-a-mole, deleting Google reviews, locking down things online, and not calling me to clear the record. And that, in and of itself, is the most damaging evidence that he was trying to scam this lady, in my opinion. So unless that changes, unless this contractor calls me and has a viable explanation, I'm going to think that this guy's a scumbag and what he was doing was absolutely thievery. All right, at this point, she's still missing half her roof and it's still raining today. A couple people in my comments have reached out saying they would help her. Please reach out to me so I can get you in touch with her, because it's going to start leaking in her house and causing real damage, and that's really super sad. So please reach out to me, and please share this video and the original video, because the more awareness this gets, the better off this is going to be for her and it's going to be better off for other people who aren't aware this kind of stuff happens.